Homemade bread, your own homemade bread, no kneading and almost no effort. Look at how amazing it looks. Laughter. Good.
Good morning, I'm Viti and this is Grandma's Kitchen. Today we're making delicious homemade bread. We're going to make it in no time with very few ingredients and without kneading. It's amazing, you'll see the result. Don't miss it, it's highly recommended.
Here are the ingredients. 500 grams of wheat flour, 360 ml of water, 2 grams of baker's yeast dry yeast, 8 grams of salt and 5 grams of sugar. That's all, folks. As you can see, the ingredients couldn't be any simpler. As always, I remind you that I'll also leave the detailed list of ingredients below in the description box. If not, just use pen and paper. And taking notes, let's start the recipe. We pour the flour into a large bowl, big enough to fit all the ingredients comfortably. There should be plenty of space left, because it's going to rise in the same bowl. In goes the sugar, in goes the salt, in goes the yeast. And now we're going to stir. So all these ingredients are evenly distributed in the flour. There we go. Bam, 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 bam. And in just 20 seconds done. Let's continue. We add the water, our 360 ml of water, and now we stir until it's well mixed. The liquid and the solid. We should end up with a pasty dough, like the one you see in the image. It will take us about 3 or 4 minutes. Here we go. Once we reach this point, what we're going to do is cover it, either with plastic wrap or, in my case, since I didn't have any, with aluminum foil. And we're going to cover it with a cloth. Once we have it, we will patiently wait 8 to 12 hours for the dough to rise. That's why the bowl needs to be big. It will grow. It's going to double in size. All right. So now we take a clean kitchen towel, we cover our bowl, and that way it stays warm so it can rise like it should. And like that, after 8 hours in my case, the next morning, we'll meet again. The perfect dough. Well, we've had the dough resting all night.
Rising. When we removed the plastic, it had bubbles, just as it should. It's perfect.
8 hours.
It's enough, I have...
Had something else. I think they've been more...
Or less.
10 hours ideally.
Between 8 and 12 hours, and then we continue with the recipe, with the oven, and that's it. We'll have it ready in no time.
So let's uncover our dough that has been resting all night, nice and warm. Here we go, let's remove the plastic wrap, and this is how it should look. Some bubbles have formed on the top, and it has this consistency. It's kind of like a thick rubbery texture, more or less. Next step, we're going to flour the work surface. There goes a good pile of flour. Anything that touches the dough gets coated in flour. That means your hands, which you're going to use, and the kitchen tools you're going to use. In my case, this spatula, and this is so it doesn't stick to the dough. Alright, let's take the dough out of the bowl. Since it's very sticky, it'll be stuck. So let's use the spatula. We keep working it there, and we take it out in one piece without breaking it from the bowl. Don't worry, because it's super easy and it stretches and holds together really well. So, come on, little by little. You take it out, and this will only take you about a minute, so don't complain about the work. It's not much. Here we go. Quick and easy, that's it. And bowl released, Rizras. We already have our dough on the table, on the work surface. We flour our hands well. And we're gonna do this process, which is folding it over itself, like this, once, twice. This recipe doesn't require kneading, but you have to give it these little touches so the bread becomes compact. 3, 4, always folding it. And we're going to do it 5 or 6 times. This shows how it becomes consistent. Alright, once you have it, we're going to start turning it, see? There, we've got it. And now we're going to turn it to form a ball. We press down at the bottom and turn it on itself. Like this, you see? Your hands should be well floured. otherwise it'll stick to you. It's almost sticking to me right now. And this is how we're going to form the perfect bun, which we'll cover with the bowl itself so it doesn't get cold. While we prepare the oven, we use the same bowl as before. Now, let's move on to the oven. It's super simple. We're just going to set the temperature to 200 degrees. We're going to put the pot that we're going to use to make our bread inside, so it heats up and reaches 200 degrees, both the pot and the lid. Of course, make sure it's an oven-safe pot like this one, which is made of cast iron.
It's super important that the pot we're going to use in the oven is oven safe. Putting a non-oven safe pot in the oven will create a huge mess. In my case, I used the cast iron pot that I bought at IKEA, and it works great.
It's fantastic, Laurito. Alright then, we'll leave the pot in the oven for 15 minutes at 200 degrees so it gets up to temperature. And in the meantime, I'm going to take the opportunity to make these cool cuts in the bread. This way, during baking, it opens up in these areas, giving us a tastier and more beautiful crust. A pinch of flour and that's it. Now we just have to wait those 15 minutes before we can put the bread in. We cover it and wait patiently. Alright, the time's up. Be careful, because the pot is really hot. So use kitchen towels or some pot holders or whatever you want. Alright, ready. Put the bread inside the super hot pot and cover it. Once we have it well covered, we'll put it in the oven and let the bread bake for 30 minutes at 200 degrees.
The bread is already in the oven inside the pot.
And the trick to cooking
In a pot lies
in that.
if we cook it with the lid on, in this case half an hour with the lid on, the bread will bake very well. And then we're going to remove the lid carefully so we don't burn ourselves, and we're going to cook for another 15 minutes without the lid. And what we'll achieve this way is that we'll get a finish,
An exterior.
crispy and also much more beautiful. We'll see. I think it's going well.
Well, after the first 30 minutes, we take out the casserole, the pot, the pan very carefully. We uncover it. Doesn't the bread look amazing? And there are still 15 minutes of baking left, but it already looks good, even now when it's only halfway done. Alright, back into the oven, this time uncovered. There we have our bread. Hey, what's up everyone? And we're going to leave it for 15 minutes after that time, a rack, so it can cool down. Use kitchen towels or similar to avoid burning your hands. We take it out, and as you can see, the crust has turned golden. It looks amazing, crispy, fluffy, and delicious. Just awesome. You have to take it out of the pot so it doesn't keep cooking. So very carefully and steadily. There it goes, we let it go. It's tough since the pot is heavy and we don't want burns. Here we go. Done. And we're going to let this bread cool on the rack. About 2 hours. In 2 hours, you'll have perfect bread ready for the table. Challenge complete. Homemade bread. A loaf of crunchy and fluffy bread on your table. With zero effort. No kneading. Nothing. It couldn't be easier. Laughter. I'm going to make the cut. Who? How does it sound? Yes, sir. Let's take a look inside. Here it goes. That looks great. So fluffy. Super good. I really recommend this recipe. Don't miss it.
Bread? Done. Super tasty. With the
Touch.
just the right amount of salt. With the super crispy crust, as you can see. Let's see if you can hear it. What? Do you see the friend? Softy? Well, basically an amazing recipe. Homemade bread, don't miss it. Well, if you like the recipe and the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can give me a super like, you can activate the bell so you'll be notified of my
notifications.
And why not? Follow me on Instagram. Perfect. Yeah. Well,
Last little trick that I had.
forgotten to mention to you. The bread, if you keep it in a bag, the piece you have left over, for example, this little piece, which is still soft, it's fresh, you can keep it in a plastic bag. It's that simple. At the top, you tie a knot. And here you have it. This bread will stay soft for a week with the same flavor. Really good. You'll make better use of the bread you just baked. Don't forget the little trick, okay?